Gentlemen, we are winding up the World Food Forum in this auspicious closing ceremony. I request that we settle in. Let us quickly settle in so that we begin on time. So please have your seats, and then we will begin shortly.
Hello, how's everyone doing? Well, amazing. Good afternoon, good morning, and good evening, distinguished guests, youth leaders, and esteemed participants from around the world, both online and here at the FAO headquarters. Welcome to the closing ceremony of the 2024 World Food Forum. My name is Oscar Armando Lopez, and I'm the 13th U.S. Youth Observer to the United Nations. I'm from Laredo, a South Texas border community that is majorly affected by food deserts. And as a member of the Laredo Food Policy Council, I have been inspired this week by the work that young people are doing to create a better agri-food system.
Okay, and I am Amanda Namai from Africa, Kenya, and I am a youth advocate for Zero Hunger. Oh, yes! Yes, I am happy to be here, and I am an advocate for Zero Hunger with a focus on agribusiness strengthening for the youth, and I am proud to be part of the World Food Forum team. We are proud to be here today with you at the end of this transformative and inspiring week that we've just had. This year's forum brought together three fundamental pillars to spark meaningful change in our agri-food systems to ensure good food for all, for today and for tomorrow. Global youth action, science and innovation, and investment.
Indeed, Amanda, and over these past 5 days, we've seen the power of intergenerational collaboration, and the forum has reminded us that the future of our agri-food systems is truly a global effort. This year's forum brought together tens of thousands of attendees from around the world. We also launched 11 new national chapters, expanding the World Food Forum's local outreach and impact.
That is astounding. The number and array of events and discussions we've had this week. We celebrated World Food Day under the Rights to Food theme, which highlighted the importance of diversity, nutrition, affordability, and safety. We also hosted the Global Family Farming Forum, marking the halfway point for the implementation of the UN Decade of Family Farming.
That's right. And apart from that, we also hosted the high-level Rome Water Dialogue on water scarcity in agriculture, looking at innovative approaches to agricultural water management in farming and showcasing examples of successful experiences from all over the world. Apart from that, we hosted the Global Hub on Indigenous Peoples Food Systems meeting, gathering Indigenous and non-Indigenous researchers to discuss game-changing solutions the world needs to face modern challenges.
That's right. But before we get into our takeaways and reflections into this year's forum, we would like to start today's ceremony with a very special artist. She's an extremely talented musician from Indonesia who, at only 17 years old, has not only competed in America's Got Talent, but she has also received the coveted Golden Buzzer from Simon Cowell himself. Yes, she deserves a round of applause. And I'm not done with her accomplishments. She has such a powerful voice and presence, and we are so honored to have her here performing her new single released today. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Putri Aryani.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Woo! So happy to see you here. How are you guys doing? Great! Well, my name is Putri Aryani. I came all the way from Indonesia. I'm so happy that I can sing for you today in this event. It's such an honor for me. Before we start to the song, I would like to say thank you so much to FAO's World Food Forum for having me, and also thank you for everybody who attended this event for having me. And for the very first song, this is so special because this is my new original song that I wrote by myself and just released today. You know what? What makes it more special because I sing this live for the very first time in front of you, everybody. The song is called Sheepish, and Sheepish is a part of my new album that will be released on 23rd November, which is next month, and the album called Evolve. Well, so for today, this is for you, Sheepish, and hope you enjoy it.
On my lips, but they
exchange of doubt, just you and me. I'm the quiet one with love untold, hearts of mysteries, stories unfold, longing to be close, but I stay apart, lost in the rhythm of my shepherd. So my words they fail to find a way. My love for you will never stray. For now, I keep my secret inside, lost in the rhythm of my shepherd. Yeah, yeah. I'm the quiet one, so I keep my secret inside. Oh. Thank you. Did you like it? How are you feeling? Thank you so much. Oh my God. You all guys makes me feel so amazing. Thank you so much. And for the second song, I want that we all having fun together. So please stand up and let's dance together. This is for you from Indonesia, Rungkat. Rungkat, ente-entean, kelangan kau yang paling tak sayang. Stop mencintaimu, gawe aku ngerti.
Wow, wow, wow. Let's give it up again for Putri. Oh my gosh. Wow, that was amazing. And thank you so much, Putri, for your performance. That was incredible. But now let's take a moment to revisit some of the highlights of this year's forum through a special video prepared by the World Food Forum team. But before we do that, we'd also like to take the opportunity to thank everybody who made this forum possible, from our very own Director General to all the colleagues who worked tirelessly before and during the week. To all of you, we can only say one thing, and that's thank you. And now, let's enjoy the video.
In 2021, we started as a small volunteer-led initiative where we brought young people together for an online event to find out if we could inspire enough of them to get interested in transforming agri-food systems. And as it turns out, we did. In 2022, as our year-long effort continued, we invited young visionaries to FAO headquarters and online to advance the movement. That year, we joined forces with the Hand in Hand Investment Forum and the Science and Innovation Forum to tackle agri-food systems issues holistically. In 2023, we brought 6,000 people in person to FAO from more than 100 countries. We hosted the UN Global Indigenous Youth Forum, putting Indigenous youth, together with the other fora, at the forefront of agri-food systems change. For 2024, we promised a year of action, and we delivered. This week, the world united in Rome and beyond for an extraordinary event that transcended boundaries and generations. Over 5 inspiring days, global experts, change makers, and leaders came together under the theme, Good Food for All for Today and Tomorrow. The 2024 World Food Forum was the culmination of year-long efforts driven by urgency. Throughout the week, groundbreaking ideas were exchanged and bold actions initiated. Our focus was on fostering innovation, building partnerships, and ensuring inclusivity for youth, women, Indigenous peoples, and farmers. Young leaders from across the globe convened 25 youth assemblies to present actionable policy recommendations and showcased over 50 youth-led innovation projects. They collaborated with 25 national chapters and engaged in intergenerational dialogues to amplify their voices. Scientists and innovators shared advances in agri-food technology, from sustainable food sources to breakthroughs in artificial intelligence. Investment leaders, governments, and the private sector came together to fund initiatives transforming agri-food systems. Through the high-level Rome Water Dialogue on water scarcity in agriculture and the Global Family Farming Forum, we opened doors for even greater global cooperation. We celebrated culture, recognizing that good food is about more than just nourishment. It's about diversity, nutrition, affordability, and safety. The 2024 World Food Forum demonstrated the power of unity across sectors and cultures. It showed what's possible when we commit to sustainable investments and envision a world where no one goes hungry. But the journey doesn't end here. The work of the World Food Forum will continue globally as we transform how we produce, distribute, and consume food, not just for today, but also for tomorrow. This week, we took action for a better food future. Now, we continue the journey together. This is the World Food Forum, and the journey continues.
And the journey continues indeed. We've had an action-packed week. There's so much energy in the room. I loved how everybody was up on their feet and dancing, the theme of being youthful. It is heartwarming to see how much we can achieve when we all come together. We will now watch a video message from His Excellency Mohammed Irfan Ali, the President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. A round of applause, please, for His Excellency.
I'm pleased to be part of this 2024 edition of the World's Food Forum. This year we convene under the theme, and I quote, "Good food for all, for today and tomorrow." This year's theme words carry a profound sense of urgency. Today, threats to global food security loom large, driven by the relentless impacts of climate change, ongoing conflicts, and deepening inequalities. This year's World Food Forum is not merely an opportunity to discuss these challenges. It is a call to action to ensure that every individual has access to safe, nutritious, and sustainable food now and in the future. We have set ourselves the noble mission of eradicating hunger by the end of this decade. However, hunger is not simply about scarcity. It is about the system we build or fail to build to ensure equity and access to food for all. We are already in a global food crisis, with over 700 people going to bed hungry each night. A grim reminder of our failure to address one of humanity's most basic needs. Even more alarming, nearly 3 billion people lack access to healthy, nutritious diets, resulting in widespread malnutrition, preventable diseases, and stunted development. This crisis is not a distant threat. It is a harsh reality unfolding now. Exacerbated by climate change, conflict, and economic inequalities, if we cannot reverse this trend, the devastating human costs will only continue to grow, condemning millions to hunger, illness, and premature death. This is a crisis that we can and must address together. It would be an indictment against all of us if we fail to do so. I'm particularly concerned about the millions of innocent people in conflict zones without access to basic nourishment. They suffer not only from the trauma of conflict, but also from the consequential deprivation of basic access for food and water. Guyana stands with the global community in the quest to build more climate-resilient food ecosystems. As a nation that has faced the realities of rising sea levels and extreme weather events, we understand the importance of investing in building a resilient food ecosystem, one that is resilient, one that is sustainable, and one that can withstand the shocks of climate change. But we also know that no country can tackle these challenges alone. It requires global collaboration, significant investment, and need for the more rapid diffusion of innovative technologies. Guyana is transforming its agricultural sector by embracing sustainable practices and modern technologies. We're investing in climate-smart agriculture and inviting partners from across the world to join us in making our region a model for sustainable and resilient farming. Central to this effort is the energy and creativity of our young people. They're destined to be the champion of new approaches that can increase productivity while minimizing environmental impacts. However, achieving good food for all cannot be accomplished through words alone. It requires sustained action and partnerships that unite governments, the private sector, civil society, young people, and women. We must boost food production, improve nutritional outcomes, and ensure that the benefits of a more productive food system reach those who are most vulnerable. This is the path from promise to productivity. Let us commit ourselves to building a food ecosystem that is not only productive, but also inclusive and just. A system where every person, regardless of their circumstances, can access safe, nutritious, and culturally appropriate food. By prioritizing smallholder farmers, women, and those in conflict zones, we can create a future where good food for all is not just a vision, but a reality. Guyana stands with you in this effort. Together, we can turn the promise of good food for all for today and tomorrow into reality. Let us seize this opportunity, not just for ourselves, but for the millions who depend on our collective will to make a difference. In doing so, in building this food ecosystem, we must understand that a food ecosystem is not about agriculture alone. Agriculture is just but one component of the food ecosystem. The food ecosystem must be able to address financing and the cost of financing, technology and access to technology, climate change and the consequential effects of climate change, changes in land fertility levels, nutrition and health programs, all of these, trade and trade barriers, all of these are components of the food ecosystem that we must address in a comprehensive and holistic way if we are to ensure that our food system is delivering safe, reliable, nutritious food to the people of this world and the people of our countries. In Guyana, too, we have embarked on a strategic plan to ensure that by the time we get to 2030, at least 35% of all our farms, all our agro-businesses must be owned by women, and more than 50% must be owned by women and young people. This is important if we are to build sustainable, resilient agro-businesses. We have to ensure that women and young people are central to the development. For this to happen, we have to invest in the technology. We have to make agriculture more attractive. We have to invest in resilience, ensuring that the risk of food production is reduced. These are some of the points I wish to share with you today. And I wish you a successful and impactful World Food Forum. I thank you, and God bless all of you.
Thank you to the President for this powerful message. It is now an honor to invite Her Excellency Ms. Naramun Pinyosiwat to deliver a special address on behalf of Her Excellency Ms. Paetongtarn Shinawat, the Prime Minister of Thailand. Excellency, the stage is yours.
Sawadee ka. On behalf of the Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Thailand, Ms. Paetongtarn Shinawat, I'm honored to convey her message of congratulations to the FAO under the leadership of the Director General, Dr. Chu Tong-yu, for the remarkable success in hosting the 2024 World Food Forum. Throughout this week, we have all witnessed the imperativeness and the great potential of the intergenerational collaborations, as well as partnerships across policy, science, innovation, education, culture, and investments to accelerate the sustainable transformation of our agri-food system. An important role of the engagement of the youth of today, who are the future of tomorrow. We are all united by the common and passionate goal of reshaping and transforming agri-food systems to be more efficient, inclusive, resilient, and sustainable to ensure good food for all, for today and tomorrow. The Kingdom of Thailand shares this value and prioritizes efforts to enhance the economic and social well-being of people, particularly farmers, to improve the quality of the environment, as well as to promote the efficient use of natural resources and biodiversity in order to fulfill our commitment to sustainability, equity, and efficiency, and our goal to become a global leader in tourism, wellness, medical services, logistics, digital economy, finance, and particularly in the agri-food sector, where we aim to become the green kitchen of the world. To do so, Thailand has medium-term and long-term policies. We have started with strengthening our resilience and reshaping, enhancing the nation's capacity to be adaptive to overcome global challenges. We put great emphasis on the development of green economy or eco-friendly economy, and we are implementing the bio-circular green economy model inspired by the sufficiency economy philosophy, which serves as the fundamental pathway of Thailand's social and economic development. And this is aligned with the UN's Sustainable Development Goals. We believe that sustainable investment and innovation will lead to increased productivity, income growth, and environmental health in the long term. Thailand is also addressing the science, technology, and innovation gap by continuing to invest in national mega projects, developing high-quality public facility system, promoting the adoption of digital technology, stimulating matching of development funds, and fostering collaboration between public and private sectors in R&D and innovations, as well as providing incentives for academic collaboration. We support the modernization of agriculture by leveraging technology from precision farming to digital marketplaces, promoting clean production technologies to create low-carbon society, adding value to agricultural products and improving productivity and resource efficiency, as well as increasing farmers' income. Under the policy concept, market-led, innovation-driven, and income growth, the implementation of which is under the responsibility of Ministry of Agriculture and Cooperatives. We are also working to raise global and national awareness on the crucial roles of soil and water for food security, and to promote investment in research and innovation, particularly to improve soil health and enhance water use efficiency. In this regard, allow me to seize this opportunity to invite you all to participate in global celebrations of World Soil Day on the 5th of December, and to compete for the World Soil Day Award, sponsored by the Thai government every year. Distinguished delegates, the current and emerging global challenges we are confronted with require multilateralism and renewed spirit of international cooperation. Thailand stands ready to share our experiences and best practices in sustainable development and reiterate its commitment to determination to strengthen cooperation with FAO, with member nations and relevant stakeholders to transform our agri-food system towards greater sustainability, equity, and balance in all dimensions. And I would like to take this opportunity to also to invite you all to the International Soil and Water Forum 2024, co-organized by the FAO and the Ministry of Agriculture and Cooperatives in December. So I hope to welcome you all in Bangkok in December. Thank you. ขอบคุณค่ะ
Thank you, Your Excellency, for those words and also for welcoming us to Bangkok. And now we are happy to invite on stage the head of the World Food Forum Youth Culture Team. She is Miss Lindsay Hook, and she will provide some highlights from this year's Film Festival. One of the many unique things about the World Food Forum is that it infuses creative expression into international and intergenerational discussions. The World Food Forum Film Festival is a cornerstone of our cultural programming that celebrates the stories and visions of young filmmakers from around the world. Let us put our hands together for Miss Lindsay Hook.
Culture is a catalyst, and we've seen that throughout this week. In almost all of our main stage events, you've noticed little bits of culture that wake everyone up and help everyone understand the complex issues of agri-food systems in universal languages that we all have come to know and love. From gastronomy to art, and of course, to the power of film and music. Often, when they're put together, they're even more powerful. So I am proud to present to you all today a recap of how it went this week. We've had 3 of our fantastic film directors here with us to actually accept their awards during the film festival this week for the very first time in person, which was very exciting. And I'm also very pleased to share with you all a small glimpse into the films of both last year and this year to show you the power it holds to enable youth to transform agri-food systems for a better food future for today and tomorrow. So let's take a look at the 2024 World Food Forum Film Festival teaser.
Thank you so much, Lindsay, and thank you so much as well to everyone who participated in the film festival. Now we're going to move into a series of panel discussions to dive a little bit deeper into the key takeaways from each of the fora that took place throughout the week. To start us off, I would like to invite Beth Bechtel and Maurizio Martina, FAO Deputy Directors General, to discuss some of the takeaways from the high-level Rome Water Dialogue on water scarcity in agriculture, the Global Family Farming Forum, and the Global Hub on Indigenous Food Systems meetings. I'd like for y'all to join me. Thank you. So good to see you. How are you? I'm good. Good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. So first, Ms. Bechtel, I wanted to give you the first question and ask, can you provide us with some insights and takeaways from the Rome Water Dialogue?
Sure, I'd be happy to. Hi, everyone. There's a lot of content that was definitely covered in these 5 days, and it's a real pleasure to be able to share with you just a little bit about what took place at the very important high-level Rome Water Dialogue on the global framework on water scarcity in agriculture, known as WASAG. So if I might, let me just touch on maybe a few achievements from this really high-level discussion that took place. The first, and while it may seem somewhat operational, is a really important development, which is that during the dialogue, there is actually now the formal establishment of a member-led WASAG Steering Committee. But let me explain why that is so critically important. This is member-led, member-driven, chaired by the Prime Minister of Cape Verde, vice-chaired by the Special Water Envoy of the Netherlands, and this group will really drive the strategic oversight from across FAO's 7 regional groups to really direct the strategic approach for us in taking on important issues around water scarcity. This group also, in a fairly short period of time, was able to put together a Rome Declaration on water scarcity in agriculture, which I think, as we all know, is a very important commitment to make sure that we are taking on what we all recognize as one of the world's greatest challenges, water scarcity. And this declaration is not just a commitment, but it starts to lay out the very specific actions that will be taken. And third, I think this group very importantly recognized the Rome Water Dialogue of this year's World Food Forum can't just be a once and done dialogue. And so there are already really exciting commitments to first put the next Rome Water Dialogue together in 2025. There's a new WASAG strategy that will be adopted by then. We will also have an international forum that will rotate across countries, and we also will have a plenary assembly. More than enough commitments, I think, to make sure that the discussion around this important topic continues. And then maybe just let me close on another, I think, really important aspect of this water topic, because Maurizio is going to talk a little bit about family farmers. And I think if we are really thinking about good food for all for today and tomorrow, the topics of water and the topics of family farmers are really important for what we covered here in this week. And the topic of water was a very important contributing discussion in the Science and Innovation Forum. So there were a lot of discussions inside that forum about how do we put the right enabling policies at the national level in place about water and water usage, new technologies, new scientific discoveries that are going to let us manage water much better. But I think maybe the most exciting part was that the water issue, water scarcity, was a part of so many of the youth-led discussions. They were a part of startup pitches, youth research that they were doing about how to tackle this big issue. And so to have the topic of water be so pervasive and so integrated into what we did here this week, I think is really noteworthy. And I think it stems, Director General, you're sitting here in the front row. This has been a really important contribution that I think you personally have made to not just the World Food Forum, but to really prioritizing for FAO, for all of our members and all of our partners and stakeholders, that FAO has a really important role to play in leading on really critical water issues. So I'm really pleased to be able to give a little bit of a highlight and some snapshots of how this was incorporated into the week. Thanks.
Certainly. Thank you, Ms. Bechtel, for those insights. And as someone who's from a community where our only source of water, the Rio Grande, is in danger of drying up by 2040, it's crucial that we discuss access to water. Now, I'd like to hand it over to Mr. Martina. And can you provide us with some key insights and takeaways from the Global Family Farming Forum and the Global Hub on Indigenous Food Systems meeting?
Absolutely, yes. I did my homework. And first of all, thank you so much also for this opportunity. Few words about the global family farmings. The discussion held in our very nice farm highlighted three main topics, I would say. First, the urgency to protect the family farmers with policies and intervention that promote, first of all, the local production by recognizing the value and the diversity of this very production. The second important topic is the need to ensure fair incomes for the family farmers. The third is work with family farmers to recognize their space and role in the value chain. This is the three main topics in the family farming exercise. About the indigenous peoples, the indigenous nomadic tent in front of our building. In the tent, many experts work together on four focus areas: the poverty, the mobility and nomadism, the co-creation of knowledge, and the ultra-processed food. And these topics are fundamental to inform the upcoming report on indigenous people food systems in the next few weeks, in the next few months. And I would like also underline another important initiative. We launched also the vow for better schools, like a major step in advocating the academia. For me, it's absolutely crucial for us, for our Director General. This is absolutely important because as the students of today, are we agri-food actors of tomorrow? And it's crucial for us to try to organize this bridge between FIO and also this important network around the world. And I also want to underline the launch of the third edition of the Accelerator membership program for women-led SMEs that is supporting women in particular in Africa. This is another important, I would say, milestone for us during this week. The last comment, if I may. The technology is a choice. The innovation is an attitude. I think, dear Director General, that this week, together, we'll improve a lot this type of attitude, essential for the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Martina, for these interesting points. And it was really great to see both family farmers and indigenous communities represented throughout the week. And thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you again to our panelists for these insightful takeaways. And as we've seen throughout the week, youth engagement is at the heart of the World Food Forum, where we've seen the immense impact of young people in shaping agri-food systems. It is now my privilege to move on to our second panel on intergenerational reflections on youth engagement in food and agriculture. For this, we invite on stage Chamora McNee, World Food Forum Youth Policy Board member, along with Robert Bonney, who is the USDA Undersecretary of Agriculture for Farm Production and Conservation, Ayaz Mukarram Sheikh, World Food Forum Young Scientists Group member, Michaela Highland-Wood, World Food Forum Youth Policy Board member, and Jessica Musamindu, World Food Forum National Chapter Lead for Zimbabwe. Chamora, over to you.
Thank you, Oscar. Good day, everyone. My name is Chamora McNee, and I'm from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and I'm also a Youth Policy Board member for the Latin America and the Caribbean. I'm your moderator for this segment, and we're here with some amazing youth, and they're doing transformational work within the agri-food system. And we have with us Mr. Robert Bonney, the Undersecretary of Agriculture for Farm Production and Conservation of the United States. And we also have Jessica Musamindu, Zimbabwe's National Chapter Lead, Michaela Highland-Wood, Youth Policy Board member, and Aya Sheikh, Young Scientist Group member. We have had a jam-packed week of activities with regional assemblies, technical events, including in the water sector and food systems, and we've had some roundtable events as well. And we just want to use this opportunity to reflect. So starting with Ayaz, please share a bit about what you do and tell us about the key takeaways from this week and any immediate next steps following the event.
Thank you, Chamora. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Ayaz Mukarram Sheikh. I'm from India and currently working as a researcher at University of Debrecen, Hungary. Personally, I'm working on development of functional foods using medicinal plants and herbs. And we also provide support to farmers and beekeepers, where recently we developed feed technology for beekeepers, where they get support to enhance the population of bees. And we also develop a functional food using this technology. And I'm also a board member of a young scientist group. So this group is a really talented group of people selected from different parts of the world. We started 2-year mandate last year, and recently we launched our report day before yesterday by chief scientist regarding involvement of youth by using agriculture technologies. I mean, we have really a difficult title, but I just want to give you the brief. And it was an amazing experience attending more than 70 plus events like Policy Deliberation Challenge, Transformative Research Challenge, Youth Food Innovator Lab, and so on. So, I mean, I'm speechless. And even I'm really happy, and I would like to express my sincere gratitude and vote of thanks to World Food Forum, FAO, DG, Chief Economist, and all the stakeholders for providing this wonderful experience and this opportunity. It's not easy for the youth around the world, to have this kind of platform where they come, express, share their knowledge, they learn in this kind of age. I'm speechless. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And Michaela, can you just share a bit about what the Youth Policy Board is doing and any key takeaways from this week and next steps?
Thank you, Shamora. Good afternoon, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, those who are young and young at heart from around the world. I'm proud to be here representing the World Food Forum Youth Policy Board, both as the co-chair and as the Australian representative for the Asia Pacific regional team. I'm a junior researcher at ACR, the Australian Centre for International Agricultural Research, which is the specialised food security organisation of the Australian Aid Program. Building on the work of the previous Youth Policy Board cohorts, we are now a group of 24 young leaders from 6 FAO regions who are working to understand and take action on the regional priorities of youth, from food waste to accessing digital technologies, from food labelling to credit and finance. It has been a really wonderful week here to meet so many passionate people from around the world, but I really would like to highlight just 2 things that I'll take away. Firstly, I've learned that we are part of a generation of action, but we are also pragmatic and realistic where it counts. Through our 6 regional assemblies, 8 thematic assemblies held this week, it's clear that the most impactful of those were the ones that were founded on tangible opportunities for youth to meaningfully engage with challenge identification, training and education design, policy development, and of course, Indigenous engagement. And that was why it was so wonderful to see our Global Youth Action Plan launched this morning, a plan that highlights our regionally specific policy priorities, actionable areas, and the anticipated impact. And secondly, what I've taken away from this week is a real inspiration for the young parliamentarians, the Global Indigenous Youth Caucus, and Dr. Felipe Poulier and his UN Youth Affairs team, who so generously donated their time to help us develop a truly representative action plan. I think we, as young people, have something to learn from each of these groups and from each of you in the room today, who not only bring a unique perspective, but the energy and the willingness to engage in an experiment to bring youth voices to the table. But we are here today, as my colleague Andy rightly said this morning, in the seat that youth have earned. And it is our responsibility to learn willingly, to teach gracefully, and to lead powerfully. Because we are the generation that will inherit this world, with all of its triumphs and miscalculations. And through platforms like the Youth Policy Board, we must now walk the talk on ensuring good food for all for today and tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Michaela. And building on the work of the Young Scientists Group and the Youth Policy Board, we now have some words from Jessica about the national chapters. Please share about any takeaways from this week and any next steps that are coming up. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Shamora. Good afternoon, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. As mentioned, my name is Jessica Mzamindo. I'm from Zimbabwe. I'm a young farmer and a lecturer at Marondera University of Agricultural Sciences and Technology. I'm also the World Food Forum National Chapter Lead for Zimbabwe. So throughout the year, the World Food Forum National Chapter in Zimbabwe, as well as other chapters, other national chapters, have been taking on local initiatives in communities and in their countries. These networks of networks have been mobilizing and connecting youths in national platform so they can unify their efforts towards transforming their local agri-food systems. So for me and the national chapter leaders, the World Food Forum flagship event was the opportune place where we could bring our experiences from the local levels, learn the best practices from other national chapters, meet new stakeholders, as well to get new inspiration to sustain the work of solution building in our communities, cities, and countries. And I must say, I've had such an enlightening week. Being my second year at the World Food Forum flagship event, I love that the event is getting better and better every year. So, after such an insightful and inspirational week, what is next for me? What is next for us? The only answer is to shift our focus towards action. Our true power lies in what we do when we return home. Since our actions at the local level is the foundation upon which global change is built. And our 25 national chapters are just the right platform for local action. We are breaking the fragmentation between different youth engagement in agri-food system sector. We are working with FAO country offices for structured youth participation and engagement. But most of all, we are on the ground, acting to make positive impact and change in our local agri-food systems. So join us as we shape the present and future of our agri-food systems. Build your programs and interventions on the local youth priorities and aspirations. We live these challenges every day and know them best. Also fund us so that we can accelerate these initiatives of local action and also believe in us. I repeat, you have to believe in us. As we close this forum, we live here not just inspired and refueled, we also live here ready to act. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jessica. Now that we've heard about the ongoing work of the Young Scientist Group, the Youth Policy Board, the national chapters, and there's room for collaboration and integration of all our actions and our plans and our reports. Mr. Bonnie, based on what you've heard, the contributions shared, can you please share some thoughts and feedback?
First, it's great to be with all of you all, and I want to underline how important youth engagement is in the work that you all are doing with the FAO to all of us that are in agriculture. In the United States, our average age of our farmer is in the late 50s. Now, I used to think that was old. It's not quite as old as it used to be to me, but we need to involve more young people in agriculture, agricultural policy. Our challenge is that there are a lot of barriers: access to land, access to capital, access to knowledge. And so at the U.S. Department of Agriculture, we're thinking about how do we knock down many of those barriers. How do we make it easier to transfer existing farms, existing operations to new folks? And part of that is outreach. It's working with youth farm organizations, in our case 4-H, Future Farmers of America, minorities in agriculture and natural resources and related sciences. It's also thinking about agriculture in a broader way. So much of our youth today in the U.S. are coming in sort of non-traditional agriculture, urban agriculture, indoor agriculture, value-added agriculture, organic agriculture. And so thinking about agriculture in a broader way, I think is really, really important. And then thinking about how do we change our programs to provide more capital, to make it easier to get capital, access to land, risk management efforts, risk management tools, crop insurance. So how do we give rebates to young farmers? And so we're looking for ways that we can provide more opportunities for young folks to come into agriculture. Technical assistance, knowledge. We now have beginning farmer and rancher experts in all of our state offices to work directly with young people in agriculture. Getting more women into agriculture is critical as well. About 36% of farmers in the U.S. right now are women, 1.2 million, but we need more, and USDA is really proud to work with a lot of other folks on the International Year of the Woman Farmer in 2026, and I hope many of you all will join in the efforts around that. I've spent a good chunk of my career working on sustainability and climate change. And we're making a lot of progress, but we need to make more progress. We need your all's brain power. We need your energy. We need your innovation. We need more young people in to solve the problems, to help us figure out how do we enhance productivity, how do we